G'day viewers, and welcome to Phil and Jen in the Philippines, another vlog from deepest, darkest Philippines from Dumaguete. Okay, it's going to be a little bit different today. I'm actually asking for some feedback from the viewers in a decision I have to make, and I'll just preface all that by telling you my thoughts and why I've come to this decision. It's obvious that we're getting close to 1,000 subscribers, and of course Jen and I are as keen as mustard, and the reality is that YouTubers want to get to 1,000 subscribers so they can monetize and they can make all the work and effort and energy and mental scholastics pay for them. And especially in a place like the Philippines, it becomes a source of income, not a great one, but it does become a source of income. And it makes it very attractive to produce channels, and I suppose that was one of the attractions that led me to doing this particular vlog. It took me a lot to convince Jen, but she's totally convinced now and thinks it's a good thing. But the closer I get to 1,000 subscribers, I obviously have a percentage now, which I think is around the 920 mark, so I'm very close at 80 to go. But to attain those subscribers, or attaining those subscribers, I also get a lot of comments, and I've told everybody I read every comment. Simply because it's physically able to be done, and we sit down every day and read every comment, and we appreciate those comments. But as time goes on and more people join the channel, we find that whether it be well-intentioned or just to snipe at us, there are certain people that comment and they take the stance that we are doing something that, one, isn't right, or we're starting to betray the Philippines, or whatever their attitude is. And what I'm finding is the more I read these comments, and I want to continue to read the comments, I'm starting to stifle the way I actually want to put a message across, so I don't offend these people. And why don't I want to offend these people? So we don't lose subscribers. YouTube has a tendency, by dangling this 4,000 subscribers, 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours, it actually artificially, by virtue of these two rules, manipulates what's actually going on to YouTube. You know, you can't be too controversial. You can't say certain things because you'll upset your subscribers. Well, that wasn't the reason I started this channel. Now, if I reflect back on why I started it basically because I thought I had something to say to expats, to forewarn them about certain things, to give them a more realistic outlook on the decision they were going to make, not only for the Philippines, so we get the best possible expats coming out here, you know, so we have less problems when they do get here. So improves our reputation as a country, and I say our country because it's the country I'm living in at the moment. I want all those positive things to come out and develop, and in some small way I want them to develop through this channel. Now, if I'm going to kowtow to subscribers every whim because they don't particularly like the way I say things, or they don't like the message I'm portraying, or they believe that I'm undermining the Philippines in some way, you know, whether they be Filipinos living here and don't understand our culture and the way we actually conversate and pass information on and absorb information, whether they think it's a direct attack or not. I'm telling you, it's not a direct attack. If you don't want to believe that, that's not my problem. So in essence, what I'm saying, and I have a lot of Filipinos and a lot of Filipinos that watch the channel have given me nothing but positive feedback. But you do get one or two that take it as an affront that I'm even bringing these subjects up. Well, this is the dilemma I have. Do I stay true to myself and bring these things up and talk freely about anything I want to talk about and risk losing subscribers? Or do I just concentrate, like every other vlogger, on monetization and possibly making an income and going on and then filling my channel full of froth and bubble? Well, I can tell you I've made the decision now. I just like the feedback, whether or not I've done the right thing. You know, these channels have a prescribed life. It'll eventually get to a situation where I have nothing more to say or pass on. And if I want to continue it, I've got to stuff it or fill it with inane bullshit. And I'm not prepared to do that either. It doesn't matter how much money I'm making. I want this channel to mean something, and if I stopped it tomorrow, I could look back on it and say, yes, I was right, and I want to be proud of something I've produced. You know, it's not a direct attack on the Philippines. I love this country. I love the potential of this country. It's just that I don't think the Philippines can ignore that they have problems. And I don't think they cannot acknowledge that they have problems. And if they acknowledge and accept that there's problems over here and they open themselves up, people are only too happy to help them. So probably the worst of the people that we've got are the armchair critics. People that have never been here, or people that have only come here on a Kontiki tour and think that because they had a good experience in their cloistered little environment, that they know all about it. They don't live here. They don't live here as an expat or as a person from another country. And even if they're Filipinos living overseas and they've been living there for 20 or 30 years, whether it be America or Australia and whatever, the Philippines has changed. And remember, when you come home and visit your family, you're the tourist. What happened even in the period of time that I have been in this country? I've seen it through political change, go forward in leaps and bounds. I am a great supporter of ex-President Duterte. Probably will go down in history as one of the greatest presidents this country has ever had. And I know people overseas have had a lot of negative stuff said about President Duterte through media outlets and do-gooders that know absolutely nothing about the hardships in this country and the hard decisions that had to be made to drag this country kicking and screaming out of the dilemma it was in 7 years ago. The improvement in this country since President Duterte came to power is immeasurable. And it's not as though you can sit in your armchairs overseas and cast judgments and aspersions on this man if you are not here. He was elected overwhelmingly in this country. And don't say to yourselves and try to make yourselves better by saying, oh, it was all corrupt and he was elected in a corrupt manner. He wasn't. His popularity is like nothing I have seen in any country in the world. And his platform was not a secret. The Philos knew exactly the way their president would react and act in his presidency, and they gave him a mandate to do so. So I was fully supportive of President Duterte. And you've got other great men coming through in politics here, like Senator Rafi Telfo, who was, yes, a TV celebrity, but probably one of the fairest men I've ever seen on TV. And now he's become a senator, and a popular senator. And he's cutting through the bullshit, and he's doing positive things for the Filipino people. And I can only espouse from what I know and what I've seen over here that the politics of this country is headed in the right direction. They are looking after the Filipino people. It's been in the doldrums for such a long time. So for people that live, Filipinos that live overseas, and believe that they still know this country, and they come here for, say, a month or so, and every few years, and still think they can keep up to date, this country is moving at a speed, in a direction that's positive at this stage that you can't imagine. But there's still underlying problems. And there's still problems that Westerners, when they come here on a day-to-day basis, won't understand unless I explain it to them. So I suppose I've already made up my decision, my mind and decision. that we more than likely will not monetize, because I will not have my message killed simply to keep subscribers subscribing. Okay, that's my little rant for the day. It's of no benefit to anyone else apart from the subscribers and the people I've had, my 920 odd subscribers I've got today. So I'd love some feedback. Get back to me, and we'll see you in the next normal vlog. Cheers for now.